Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and record tonight's PTF meeting. Sorry to those parents who tried to log in online. We just had trouble. It wouldn't let me in, even though I'm the one that created the link, and so I couldn't get logged into it. And so I tried to create new ones, just ran into issue after issue, so I won't go over that too much this evening, but I did want to record what we were doing here tonight so that those who weren't able to connect with us live get caught up to speed on that. So we've already opened in prayer here, and then so I thought maybe I'll go through some of the main topics in a little bit, though. I did have some plans on just kind of little icebreakers of these getting to know you questions that are on our meeting agenda, but I don't think I'll do that while we're recording, and maybe save those also for next time when we get people connected better than we did tonight. I thought it might be fun, some of those questions there. What's your favorite hobby? What is one of your weird quirks? And what is your favorite joke? All those sound like potentially a little dangerous. Like, I don't really want to know your quirk if it's too quirky. And I don't want to know your hobby if it's a little too weird. And so anyways, I'm looking forward to that maybe next time after we're done recording tonight. Maybe we'll do that for those that are here in the room. I'll go through things quickly so as not to have a real long video, but to keep you guys connected. Christmas Fellowship, that went well. That was a success. So thank you to PTF for sponsoring the fellowship for our two Christmas program performances. And I think people really enjoyed that. And some of the PTF funds went towards that. So when I'm looking ahead, let me glance over. And I'll send out a copy of this to everyone. It's our PTF agenda, but over on the right side, we have the calendar events. And so just some upcoming things that we have. We have academic competition for our State Christian School Association starts tomorrow. Then on the 28th of this week, on Friday, we have a teacher in service and a half day of school, and report cards come out this week as well. Looking ahead into the month of February, Valentine's Day on the 14th, put that on the calendar, not so much that I thinking, hey, I got to make sure everyone knows when Valentine's Day is, as much as just as a reminder to me to mention that our school is going to be putting together Valentine's cards that we can take to a nursing home and pass out to people that are in some of our local nursing homes. And so that's a project that our teachers are going to work on. I thought maybe parents might be interested in knowing about that. We want to share the gospel as part of that, and we hope that that's something that they'll enjoy. And so also we have on the 14th, the 14th is a Monday, so on Valentine's Day we do have a guest speaker in our chapel. Now I don't remember from Pastor if he's speaking in to both chapels or to all grade levels. I know he wants to definitely connect with the older students, so I'll have to find that out. Monday's not normally our chapel day, so you can stay tuned on that, but I think sometimes it's nice for parents to know when we have guest speakers like that. We do have PTFs scheduled. I sent out a text message earlier today to everyone to show the remaining PTF dates, so you get those on your calendar, and then we can look forward to those. The next one is in 1 month on the 17th of February. And that will be on a Thursday. So they're alternating Monday, Thursday from here to April. And so they're about once a month. We have no school on President's Day. 5th and through 8th grade have a science camp in our school, and those details are coming home through the teachers to the students that are in those grade levels. And then our academic and fine arts competition for the older grades in just a little over a month. So that's kind of what's going on in the school in the near future here. I don't know if anyone has any questions or comments on any of those, but you feel free if you do. Okay, so looking down the road for PTF, we've gotten past Christmas. If we think back to what we've done in PTF so far, thank you parents for joining us as teachers and doing a lot of work to put together the harvest party and the fellowships that had to do with the Christmas program, and helping out in different ways with the fall fundraiser. And so those things have gone really well and successful. We're at the halfway point of the year. This is the first week of the second semester. So now looking forward, The things that we talked about potentially doing, well, one big one on the table, what traditionally we've called a family fun festival. We're looking to do that. We didn't do that this past year. In fact, has it been past 2 years with COVID? I'm trying to remember. Do you want to know that? We haven't done it in COVID, right?
I've never done one.
So 2 years in a row. So it's been, once we do this again, it'll have been 3 years since the last one because of COVID. But we would like to do that again. Save this date. Friday, May 20th is what we have on the calendar for that. And what I'm looking to ask parents to consider doing is joining us in a planning committee meeting. So I've scheduled a planning committee meeting for Thursday, February 10th at 2:15 p.m. Now, teachers, I'll be talking with you in teacher meetings between then and now to get from you information like ideas, requests, because I know that particular time you're wrapping up your day, and so you can't be at that planning committee meeting. So I was really thinking of that being something that some of us in the office join with parents, but you can have a say and an impact on that. And if I got a teacher in particular who just really would like to be at that meeting, we can get a substitute and have you join at that. But the 2:15 time seems to work well for a lot of parents who are coming to pick up their child and can come just a little bit early, meet, and then we can go to 3 o'clock, and then you can grab your child and come home. So I was thinking here in this same room, a high school room, we'll meet on Thursday, February 10th at 2:15 p.m. And that's going to be a major meeting for starting to organize what we're going to do at this Family Fun Festival in May. Okay? And in the past, we've done just different game booth ideas. We've done things like a jump house or a dunk tank, face paintings, cakewalks. So just a lot of activities and fun for the kids. But one of the things that's been helpful and important to PTF on this is that we use this as a PTF fundraiser, not a school fundraiser, but a PTF fundraiser. And basically that's through selling tickets for items. So maybe a child wants to get a face painting, so they buy a ticket and they use that to get the face painting or play games or do the dunk tank. And so PTF then takes those funds and turns around and uses it for PTF activities at the school to buy supplies or maybe sponsor different activities. So anyways, it's a lot of fun for families, a lot of fun for kids. It's also a fundraiser for PTF, so they could turn around and do more things for families and for kids and for teachers. Okay. So basically right now it's just the idea is we've got a couple dates on there, and so we're not going to try to do a lot of planning this evening. And then the last major point on here I have is brainstorming. Really it's reaching out to parents to ask anything else that we would like to do in PTF during the remainder of this year. So the big thing's a Family Fun Festival. I put down a couple ideas. For example, we had one kind of a meet and greet out front where we had some coffee out there one morning and people could stay and chat and fellowship. And would PTF want to sponsor something like that? I know everyone's going to be good with the idea. No one's going to have a problem with it, but really it comes down to, are people interested in doing it enough to have some volunteers that kind of head it up, someone to obtain the coffee. Again, the PTF funds go to support these kind of things, but still someone's got to run, do the coffee run or do the, the percolating of the coffee. And or it could be maybe we do some sort of a family potluck barbecue. Maybe we have a Friday night event where we just come, keep it simple perhaps. I don't know, maybe we have some that want to do a big barbecue and just have a family fellowship time, maybe in the springtime when the weather turns nice and the time difference changes and we have, light at dinner time. And so that's just a couple ideas. I don't know if anyone in the room here says, hey, here's some other ideas I can think of. But I'm going to be, again, looking for any ideas from parents, and maybe at our next PTF, try to nail some of that down. And again, a lot of it's just going to depend on our parents and do we have anyone that's interested in the volunteering and putting the time into that? But of course, one of the goals of PTF is to support teachers, to put together events for kids, but also to perhaps enhance fellowship between parents and teachers, or maybe between parents and parents, and just support the school community that way. So any ideas along those lines would be great, but ultimately though, we need people to actually implement them and put the work into it that's needed. And that's where PTF can come alongside the school, because our teachers have a lot on their plates. And so asking the teachers to try to put these types of events together is just a little too much when we've really got a lot that's on our plates already. Okay, so that's the main things I have for this evening as far as the focus of tonight's PTF. I did a real short version of that to keep the time down on the video. But before I end the video this evening, would there be anyone in the room who'd like to add or comment on any of the things that we've talked about so far? Okay, so I don't see any hands raised there. We're praying for our school and praying for some of you specifically who have prayer requests that we know of. And so that's how we opened our meeting tonight. That's not on the video here. So our hearts are with every family. We're glad to have you as part of our school. We hope the school is a blessing to you, and we pray God's blessing on you. Let me just, as we kind of wrap things up, let me just mention a couple things. Our fall fundraiser went towards lighting in the auditorium, so we're on that. We have one of our deacons is doing a lot of work for lining up electricians. So one of our school parents, Sergio Gillen, is going to be doing the electrical in the auditorium. So we're getting that lined up. And then a lot of the supplies are in. I mean, I don't know what percent of them in. I don't think everything's in, but we've ordered and have a lot of those lights coming in. They look real sharp. So I think we're going to really appreciate those. And where we're really going to enjoy it and see it is, I think, next Christmas. We'll use it for other things such as graduations and the spring concert and art exhibit. But Christmas happens in December, where it's already definitely dark at night, and we have the program with different things going on. And so that's going to be a real nice upgrade from what we used to have to do when we would rent lighting from an outfit out of Monterey. So thank you to all of those who had a part in that. And I think it's an expensive project, so probably part of our spring fundraiser will go to finish paying that off on that, because the entire project is probably about $15,000, so it does add up. Nothing's cheap anymore. I won't get into inflation and start talking about that, but all right. And just a quick COVID thought or two. So thank you to all you parents who've done a good job on really trying to be a positive part of keeping your kids home when they're sick, and trying to let us know if your child does test positive. And really, we're doing our best to keep things moving along here seamlessly as much as possible without a lot of disruption to the children's education. So that's one of our top goals, and also a top goal is not getting on the radar of the local health department. So really try to do things in a way that's not going to draw attention to ourselves or give the health department reason to think that we're some sort of a public health nuisance. And so far we have a good relationship with the health department, and we want to keep it that way. So thank you for your understanding as we've had to quarantine people at times and figure out ways to try to help school go smoothly. So I appreciate that. All right, I'll leave it at that. Again, thank you for being part of our school family. Take care and have a good evening.